Remember all that stuff? Okay.
So here at Casco, we fill out two different reports.
Where we're at now. I don't think I have this paperwork.
I'm sorry, I was not really totally.
I think we're done.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I see this. Sorry. No,
Just-
thank you. See if I got it.
This says reporting review, what we use says
Just put your
internal
name and date on
reports.
top.
And that's for everything that will not be put on the incident report. So the supervisors or anyone else can also fill out an internal report. And then after their internal report, it will go to myself. And then I will fill an incident report if I feel necessary. So I'll explain first. The purpose of the reports, to outline Casco's policy regarding reporting of significant incidents or events. The philosophy is in order to render adequate human service support, it is essential that significant events regarding the individual be documented and communicated to the appropriate persons and entities. All Casco staff is responsible for reporting
I don't have that.
and documenting significant events concerning the service.
Just talking about internal.
Staff shall document all significant events on the appropriate forms. Accident injuries. If any person served, staff member, or other person is injured at Casco or in the performance of Casco service, a report must be filed. Sorry for representing. See Casco's emergency procedure for injuries. It is essential that all accidents and injuries be promptly reported and documented. Such documentation must include an objective narrative relating how the accident injury occurred, what was done to treat the injury, and make general observations about the scene or persons involved that may be significant. If staff has an injury, they fill out their own incident report. And then that would go to, of course, Shanda and your supervisor. All accident reports are entered into the accident log, which is reviewed by the safety committee quarterly. Illnesses. All staff must report illnesses as they occur. This is important for a variety of reasons. If a person is ill at work, they will be sent home. If there is a reason to believe the illness is contagious, they will be kept in an isolated area until transportation arrives, which is the front in the quarantine room. Illnesses will be reviewed quarterly by the safety committee to determine if any illnesses might be environmental. Human rights. Possible human rights violations or serious threats and harms may be immediately reported to the CEO. All such reports must be documented at once. Suspected abuse or neglect reports will be immediately brought to the attention of the CEO and the Director of Consumer Support, which is myself. Copies of significant events will be sent to the residents unless sending the report home would jeopardize an investigation process or unless the person has requested that such reports not be sent home with good reasons. Some reports may be entered into file without report if they are not of serious nature and are for documentation purposes only. Reports of abuse, neglect, threats, or human suicide or homicide, depression will all be sent home, and someone at the residence will be verbally contacted by Casco staff prior to the person's dismissal. A person's guardian will not also be notified if appropriate. In instances where reported abuse or neglect involves a resident's family or provider, no report will be sent home to the pending investigation. This does not mean Casco believes the incident to be true. It is simply a precautionary measure. Casco will also notify case managers of any serious events. I do not send reports home, and nor does anyone else. Those all remain in-house. So, for example, on the internal report, a supervisor might document out of area, or they've left the premises. And then we also have physical aggression towards property, towards a person, verbal aggression, defiance, refusing to work, sleeping, self-injurious, inappropriate sexual behavior, unsafe activity, property damage. Medical, of course, we'd have home injury, that says such they came in with the injury, physical injury, if we noted anything, serious illness, med error. And we also document temper tantrums, slip, trips, and falls, lying, weapons, stealing, trading, buying, illicit substance, restraint, rights violation, suicide threat, and others. So if this, for example, someone broke the TV, that's going to be documented on incident report, which would go into their file. Or someone went to the hospital, we would document that on an incident report and put that in their file. And the DHT and the day program, they also do internal reports, but if necessary, the managers of that department will make a event report. And residential. The manager determines if that is necessary. But such as, like I said, we don't send reports home, someone is really depressed for the day, or they've had a bad day, usually I would call and tell
Do you
the
go home or go to work
or the
after
nurse.
that?
We'll call and tell them that, yeah, this person had a really bad day, you might check them out. Just watch your wording when you fill out incident reports or internal reports. Because some will often say, like, oh, they looked at me funny, or they said I was pretty, or they had an attitude with me, or they threw a temper tantrum. Just how one person perceives something will not be how another person perceives it, is basically what I'm saying. Any questions? Huh? Right, stick to the facts. If it didn't happen, don't write it down. Yes, do not give your opinion. All of these reports are documented on report tracking. That's how we come up with a lot of
Trends.
trends. So, for example, one person that we've been documenting on for 3 years has now got to move into residential. And one reason is because of our documentation. All right, I'm done.
Do you have to do this one though?
Do we do the review on that?
Test.
Oh, yes, sorry, the tax.
Do you have more of those, Gina? There's a few that didn't get those.
Who can get the test?
It's on the back of
It's
the
on the back of
report.
report.
You guys get it?
Oh, do you find it?
Does everybody have one?
Yeah, we had a fight for it.
All right, we will go over this together. While working in the work area, staff witnessed Johnny Appleseed and Jimmy Doe yelling and shoving each other in the courtyard. As staff entered the courtyard, Jimmy Doe pushed Johnny Appleseed down to the ground. Staff broke up the fight, sending the two back to the work areas. Does the staff have to report on the fight? Yes. Who do they report the incident to? Supervisor, consumer support. Does the staff have to complete an internal report? Yes, because they're the person who saw the incident. Complete the internal report information. Complete the internal report with information. Scenario number 2. While in the lunchroom, Angela Doe and Johnny Doe were seen at the table kissing. Staff asked them to stop and make space between them. Does staff have to complete an internal report? Yes. Why? Does staff need to report what they've witnessed in the lunchroom? Number 1, it might have not been consensual. Number 2, it might not be consensual later. Those are our biggest concerns right there, usually.
Because if it wasn't documented, it didn't happen.
Right, if it wasn't documented, it didn't happen.
Something like that don't look right, but okay.
Even though we saw it on camera. Jimmy Appleseed and staff were walking down the highway in the day service to an area when Jimmy stepped on his shoestring and fell on the floor. What should staff do? Call a code, call for manager, check Jimmy to ensure he's please, okay, help him up and continue on, or call 911. Number 3, unless he's hurt real bad, then we're gonna call Andrew, call code, call 911.
Except for the big service, they have to document
But the first thing you do is get him up and check him.
First, if you check them, and then you would immediately, you have to do your meeting. I don't like.
Yeah, you know it.
Jolinda was at home and refused to take her Caesar medication after she got home. What should staff do? Hide it in her food?
No.
Give her time and ask her again?
Yes.
Write up a report on missing medication and document it in the med book? Vote 2 and 3.
Four, 2 and 3.